Good to be with you. We just got some breaking news literally just moments ago from the Supreme Court, which just denied the California GOP's request to block the new congressional maps. So this is a win for Governor Gavin Newsom. Joining us now, MS Now senior legal reporter Lisa Rubin, and we've also got, coincidentally, and good for us, former Democratic Senator from California, Barbara Boxer with us. Lisa, first, explain the decision.
Well, it's a little bit difficult to explain this decision because, as our Fallon Gallagher notes, it is a single sentence where the court says that they are not going to disrupt the determination that California's Prop 50 was allowed. That the result of that, Katie, however, means that both Texas's map and California's map will stand. And politically, the projection is that they will even each other out or cancel each other out. But this is not entirely a surprise to us because when Justice Alito was concurring in the Texas opinion earlier in this political season, one of the things that he said was that it was indisputable that the impetus for the adoption of the Texas map, like the map subsequently adopted in California, was partisan advantage, pure and simple. And the Supreme Court has previously held you can do a partisan gerrymander. A racial gerrymander is what's impermissible and unconstitutional.
What was the GOP in California arguing?
They were arguing, just as had been argued about Texas, that there was a racial motivation for the redistricting in California that was impermissible and that the result of that was unconstitutional.
So the Supreme Court rejected Texas and now is rejecting the California challenge, and they could potentially even each other out. Senator Boxer, Californian, give me your reaction.
I'm ecstatic, not just for our governor, who stood up there amid a lot of accusations by Republicans and said, no, I'm not going to roll over on this. President Trump, you started it. And if you think it's good for Texas to draw these lines for partisan advantage, we're going to do it. And the Supreme Court did what they had to do. By the way, I think it's sad. I think we shouldn't, gerrymander like this, but so it is. And we're going to pick up, I think, at least 5 seats right here. I'm involved in a couple of them. And it's a victory also for the whole country. I'm just going to say this. It's a victory for the country because you just can't say one state can do it and bye-bye everybody else.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was going to get at, the arms race of this. You're going to do it, so we're going to do it. California is particularly, I don't want to say... what's the term? Disappointing, I think, in the larger picture of just getting to this point, because Californians had designated a nonpartisan panel to drop maps. They wanted to take politics out of it. And the governor here argued that we just can't operate this way when the Republicans are not playing by any sense of, they're not playing by the same rules we're playing by.
Yeah, we all want the commission. I want it back, but I'll tell you this, not until the whole country does it as well. There ought to be a national law, and there is a bill in the Congress to do just that, so that every state has these nonpartisan commissions. I'm all for it. But boy, I'll tell you something. I'm not in the corner in the camp that says, oh, we'll be a martyr for some principle when so much is at stake and we don't have time to go into what's at stake. You talk about it every day.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about it. Lisa, thank you very much for being with us and bringing us, again, that breaking news, which happened seconds before we got on air.